Hey Amanda, hey Becca, it's Jaden. I figured I would kick off our YouTube channel with a video, and what I'm going to talk about is basically unrealistic characters in fiction. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is I was recently looking at reviews on Goodreads. Some books, some gay romance books, which I'm reading a lot of right now. Obviously, I write it, so I have a vested interest in it. But what I kept seeing on reviews was these, like, reviews about unrealistic characters in the books. And that's always kind of a red flag, you know. You don't want to read a book with a bunch of, like, unbelievable characters, but I thought, let's look at some reviews of stuff that I have read. And sure enough, I looked at a review for No Not Why, which, if you don't like that book, we probably can't be good friends, I'm sorry to say. And sure enough, several reviews on the first page of that Goodreads page is said unrealistic characters. And I got kind of pissed off actually because I was like, okay, just because they're quirky characters doesn't mean they're uncharacteristic. There's quirky people in the real world. I've seen them. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute. Am I mad for a real reason? Or am I mad because my real life has prepped me to believe in unbelievable characters? And I'm going to explain this a little bit to you, like by just describing just a few people I met only in middle school. I'm not even going to go through my whole life history because that would be absurd. I've known so many weird people. But like one person, this girl named Rachel, who I went to summer camp with way back in the day when I was, I don't know, about 12. And Rachel and I got to be real good friends, but Rachel was a little bit out there. She had this she called him her vampire guardian angel, and his name was Aubrey. And I'm sure there are people who, if you've read the Amelia Atwater Rhodes, some of her books, you've already got red flags going up about Rachel. And the thing that was weird about this is Amelia Atwater Rhodes wrote a book, a vampire book, in which the main character's name was Rasika, and her vampire-like nemesis was named Aubrey. And if you've guessed that Rasika's human name was Rachel, then you already know where this is going. So not only was Rachel a little bit out there, I think she might have been committing copyright infringement with her vampire guardian angel that she went around talking to all the time. Like just out in public, like, hey, it's my vampire guardian angel, we're gonna have a conversation now. And then, another girl who I've actually told Amanda about her before, her name was Lindsay. We met in middle school. And Lindsay one day comes in with this book on Wicca. Okay, we're in middle school, lots of kids experimenting with that kind of stuff. But she comes up to us and she goes, absolutely serious. You know what? I think we're and she pulled out this like story about foretold elemental warriors of Wicca. And there were apparently 4 of them, which makes no sense in the first place because as far as I could tell, Wicca's got 5 elements. So there should be 5 elemental warriors, but never mind that. Obviously, we are the 4 foretold elemental warriors of Wicca. We are destined to save this world from, I don't know what we needed to save it from. That never became relevant. And I have never, to this day, been able to find a single story about foretold warriors in Wicca. I'm pretty sure she made this entire thing up. But man, she stuck with that story. And for the next 2 years, she was all like, oh yeah, we gotta do whatever, we gotta save. And it was just like, whatever, man. Whatever gets you through the day. And then in 8th grade, I met this girl who, I'm not going to say her name because some people I know still know her and may not know this about her. But this girl was absolutely and completely convinced that she was a real-life Animorph. Not kidding. She used to go around trying to turn into things, and it was usually bears. I have no idea what her thing with bears was, but that's what she tried to turn into. And she even came up with this, like, origin story about how she had become an Animorph. Like, she had gone to this resort with her family, and there was actually a yerk pool there, and she had, like, battled a visor. I mean, it was just wild, like totally crazy. But she, like, honestly was selling us this story for a couple of years, and then I lost track of her because we went to different high schools and we kind of faded apart. So, as far as I know, she's still convinced that she's, an animorph and is out trying to turn into bears all the time. And that's just like a sampling of some of the strange people that I have known in my life. Like, that's just middle school. And that continued with me for years. Like, I knew a girl in high school who went everywhere wearing a cape. I mean, it was just. I've known some weird people, essentially. And I think that may have primed me to believe in what these people are calling unbelievable characters, and why, like, some of my characters in my own books, they're not just like, they're quirky people. They've got individual quirks, and they're kind of weird, they're kind of out there, because that's the kind of people I've known in my life. I haven't sat around with, your average everyday people having conversations. It's been, Wiccan warriors and animorphs and vampire guardians, throughout my entire life. So I'm used to people who are just a little bit out there, which is why I don't find it strange when characters are more than a little bit out there. I think that's completely normal, because that's what my life experience has primed me to believe in. So that's kind of the conclusion that I came to, was it may not be right for me to be getting mad about these unrealistic character reviews, because these people may just have normal life experiences. These characters may seem unrealistic to someone who hasn't been friends with an animorph before. So, it's one of those things where I had to kind of like sit back and go, okay, you're getting mad for no reason because you've had a weird life. And, that was basically what I had to talk about. That was my realization that my life has been a little bit weirder than probably most people's has been. So, there we go.